Show 'em.
So, did anybody see this this Grammel thing I posted today?
I did.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a game changer. Like, I wish I would have had that thing. The thing that this thing has. So James was asking me why he thought it was better than the Benedetto thing, and I was like, well, for one thing, you've got two points of contact for your indexing. The Benedetto thing still requires you putting some English on the ball. So this is superior. We got to figure out a way to like hold a scraper to the side of it though, to scrape the side binding. But I think there's something coming, and I think it's gonna be real special.
No.
So, how many people we got in there? Get anybody joining us?
Fuck no.
One concurrent viewer.
I heard. I don't care about that. I was just wondering if Doc showed up. He was gonna.
In the actual meeting.
He's our resident. Just really quick.
Doc's in the house.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
what's that? What was that tool? Is that not just a purfling? Like I have violent purfling cutters. It looks like a purfling cutter to me.
Kind of does, doesn't it? It probably could be set up as a purfling cutter if you just change this. I'm not sure what this brass slidey thing is, but it's if you just like have double knife blades in there.
Double blades, yeah. Because mine essentially is almost identical. I have the mock. I trained with Peter Mock. I have the mock, which is essentially identical to that, except it's got a wooden part that protrudes downwards, and you just butt two blades together.
So there's a couple things. So I guess that would be a call to Grammel too. I've never really heard Grammel before outside of this context, but okay. There's some things about this that that Michael and James worked on to make it better than your average one. You can't see this here, but there's a couple set screws that come in here and work as like indexers for your blade so that you can have depth stops and get your blade back to the same spot every time. I would have to like probably see Michael Bashkin's workflow on new builds to really know what that was, how that was an improvement, but I'm guessing it's an improvement. I think James was saying it's so that you can take it out and sharpen it and then get back to your depth. So it must come up frequently that it's as you're truing up binding rabbits that you got to have it periodically sharpened.
How'd they train the rabbits to do that?
With rabbit beer. They gave them rabbit beer as positive reinforcement.
They're Italian rabbits, and they just do that from birth.
When I was working at Breedlove, I was living with my roommate. We were pretty debaucherous or whatever. And we had I'd gotten a bunch of beer, and then I stopped at this place. This hillbilly was selling worms. And I had this idea that my roommate was this hippie, like really weird guy, and he had put our refrigerator out on the porch. Like for some reason he thought that was a really good idea, so our refrigerator was out there. And I got these worms, and I had this idea that I was going to train robins to get me beers out of the refrigerator. That's as far as I got with it, was that I had these worms. I had no idea how I was going to I think I was going to start out by leaving a trail of worms up to the refrigerator. I don't know what it was, but I will say the robins were complete jerks because I got drunk and passed out, and I woke up, my worm container was open and the worms are all gone. I think the robins got them because we had like a surplus of robins. But
that's some good dirtbag husbandry.
Yeah. So anyway, I've had a life in guitars. Can you imagine? Yeah. So should we look at Jerry's thing?
Let's do it.
Doc, you look real scary there.
Yeah. I can't see any. I don't know I got my phone here, so I don't know how to. All I've got is you in the backdrop.
So you're not seeing the screen share?
I have that now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jerry dropped out of Hogwarts.
He did drop out of Hogwarts, yeah.
I just dropped out of community college.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Man, how are those kids gonna get cigarettes now? Yeah. So this was interesting, Doc. The first thing I was scrolling through, I was looking through this and I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Looks like he's doing molds for what, pressing sides in or something.
What is it? Oh yeah, it's the styrofoam. Yeah, okay. Yeah, partial cast. So he's gonna sandbag that, or hot sand it, or
What's hot sanding?
Similar to like sandbagging it. Just basically you're heating up. You do a form and counter form, so that you correct the arching in your bed form, and then you press it out with hot sandbags from the oven.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is he got the sides on this? Like is he trying to get the sides and I'm guessing that's the back. Is that the back? Can't tell.
Yeah, I think that's that's
The back
That's
has
the
no
back.
holes, right?
that looks. I think it's so big because is that a cello? The back has no holes, right?
Yeah.
Is that a cello? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, it's pretty. The sides look pretty deep. Yeah,
So
I mean,
so this is a plaster cast right here.
no, that wouldn't be it right now. I don't think so.
That looks like
He might.
He's fixing to make a cast. That's what's going on here.
I think he's making a cast because that's going to be like either like some type of styrofoam or wax paper or something. So it's it releases from the.
So there it is. There's the
go.
cast.
Yeah. So he'll correct that.
So this I found very exciting.
That's his drill for when he's making new stuff.
I don't know, but it gives me an idea that you could make yourself a thickness gauge without having to go all the trouble of spending $300 on one from your supply.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like he's got a sound post or something, and then the gauge is chucked up in the drill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I mean, it'd be similar to when you're making like a new back and stuff. You just drill your depths, and he'd set it that way. That's kind of like old, taken from the old Stradivari. Like he'd make it with a pin, almost like a cleaver when you cut kind of paper on a paper cutter. It's a cleaver end like that with a pin in it. And sometimes you can see them on Guarneri's. You can see pins that would go all the way through the body. But this is a much more cool and modern way of doing that.
I see he got stuck buying Grizzly drill press too. So yeah. So this is his lathe truck. So he's got to be like what's it called? Bush and pegs or?
Yeah, he's putting peg bushings in there, sure. Or he's turning pegs.
Yeah, that one was for turning pegs. He has a little collet that he made so that it'll because it's a tapered peg already, it'll hold true in the lathe.
So
if you through, it's a pretty neat idea.
But that peg is like, it's not made out of ebony. So what's that about?
No. He talks about it in the thing. It's commercial boxwood bushing stock.
Oh, okay.
It could be boxwood. Yeah.
Okay.
It's still pretty light for boxwood, but
it does. It looks like a little bit like poplar.
Well, it could be.
There, that looks closer. That orangey kind of look there.
Yeah. By the way, Dan sent me that small lathe. I've been using the bejeebas out of that thing.
What lathe is it?
I think it's Enco. Dan, are you there? No. Cool. He's also got or I don't know. So
hey, Ian, can you hit F11? See if it full screens your browser?
It should be. Oh, it wasn't full
there we
screen,
go.
Was it? Okay, there we go. All right, cool. So
looks like he has a 3D printer.
Where do you see that at? This?
Yeah. Oh no, to the right of that one.
Oh, making the cleats.
Yeah.
So that's for those are really cool. Those are really, really cool doing like tower cleats for crack alignment and stuff like that. It's really cool.
So what got me about this too is
Ooh, look at that.
oops, hold on a second. He's got this like nice little cam thing in here too. So that's for pulling a back the center seam on a back together and getting it
Yeah.
glued up, do you think?
Yeah. So the pillars that are down there are gonna be like the wooden ones, those get just hide glued on there. And then you can sometimes chip them off or you can chisel them off.
Play them off.
And those are carpenter's clamps. They're miniature ones. They're modelers carpenter's clamp. Lee Valley has them for really, really cheap. And
Look like you 3D printed those.
Yeah, I
clamp?
don't think so. I think those are steel.
no, those are machinists. Yeah, those
Okay.
are the machinist one. But that cam lever thing, like maybe it's even him, but somebody's selling those like dirt cheap.
This?
Like yeah, one of the violin guys is selling them. Actually, maybe it's Christian Shabaton or Chabon. He might have been the one that made them. And yeah, it used to be that's sort of the new evolution is that little cam lever that helps you. Yeah, just helps the
kind of dial in the pressure.
Yeah, exactly. The reason why you keep the sort of the one thing in the violin thing is like at all costs they will try to avoid taking a back off because you can really fuck the button up that's like at the heel of the neck.
Yeah.
And if that breaks, then doing button grafts and shit. But that's kind of an avoid at all costs. You'd pop the top a million times over before you'd ever consider popping the back.
Yeah.
Looks like he has a little Altoid tin of those jacks.
Yeah. So click on that. I think that's how they come. Whoever's selling them. No, it's up and to the left there. Yeah. Whoever's selling them, he probably mentions it there. Oh, is it him?
Looks like it's him.
There you go, alignment jacks. And they were dirt cheap. I remember looking at it.
Yeah.
40 bucks for 8 and $5 shipping. I mean,
so we need to ask him about his stuff.
Yeah.
Is anybody writing this down? Do we have any good questions so far? Doc, does anything come to mind that you'd like to ask him in looking at the stuff?
I mean, it's all really cool. I think anyway, one thing I wanted to check out was, where was it? When he did the hole, like it seemed to me like he had a little CNC router. He was doing he was patching in wormwood, like wormholes. And I've seen this recently and I've been wondering, like, are people buying little CNCs or, because there's a really fucked up, I think it was him, or was it Christian Shaw? No, I think it was him.
You see that marking gauge?
Where?
Right there. That's pretty good.
That's pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
So like,
yeah, he had this, that's what I wanted to see, but I don't know. Maybe he had it on the video, but I'm pretty sure he said he had done clips of it. It was like worm had eaten through the top, I think, of a violin, and he had this like little wee chunk of wood that had a perfectly routed out, really weird wormholes, like to patch in. It was super bizarre. Made me think, like, how are you scanning the hole with like a 3D probe thing and then fucking printing it out or something? I don't know. It was pretty wild looking. Of course, I can't see it now. But
this is interesting. The threaded dowel for doweling things. This is cool. I never thought of that. That's amazing.
Oh wow.
We need to ask where this cutter comes from. That's pretty cool. I've never thought about that, but that's
Probably chucks it up in his vise and just cuts it like you would a thread on a metal screw.
You totally get a crazy stronger joint from that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to dovetail shit into each other.
Man, I'm getting a lot of ideas just scrolling.
So
Bust some color.
Some
What's
sort
that?
of motion.
I think it
Yeah.
is. He's got some kind of clear bowling pin. And then he's got
That's a butt plug, bozo.
he's got some ointment. He's got some ointment for his anyway. All right. So
There was one patch that it looks like he cut it out on the CNC.
Yeah, where was that? I think that I wonder if that's what I'm thinking of.
did I go past it?
Possibly.
But we don't have any
Right there.
idea what this is,
Upper
right?
left. Upper left.
This?
Keep going up. Keep going up. Keep going. Right there. I think that's it. Nope, never mind. That's not it.
Danny West. I have no idea what this is. Structured light pattern on an F-hole.
Whoa.
I don't even know what to ask about that. Gee Willikers, what's going on there, fella?
It looks like my phone should be able to scan it and like
Pop up an ad for Cheetos.
Ian, the thing that I was talking about is further up. It's near the prison grind. There. Okay, so lower left.
This?
Down.
This?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so that's a sound post patch he's doing there.
It's pretty close to the F-hole for sound post, isn't it? I guess
Well,
not.
No, that's chewed. That's just chewed to shit with bad set. Yeah. So this, I mean, this isn't the one I was talking about, but yeah, like that's got to be a CNC thing. Like, what CNC is he using?
Yeah.
Because so what he's doing there is he's not removing wood at all.
He's
Well,
adding.
that's yeah. He's just into the imprints.
Yeah. Like,
That's pretty cool.
that's
Oh, wow.
interesting.
Look at that alien.
Yeah, that's okay. So it's technology from another planet. Never mind, guys. We probably
Okay.
can't get an answer there.
So Ted, how should we organize this? I definitely want to ask him about what's going on here. So this is January 18th. Is that helpful to get into posts?
I mean, it could be. You could just like save them all to your collection thing, and then pull them up as you need to.
Can you bookmark?
He shouts out Frank Ford here, by the way, with his taped razor blade.
Oh, nice. I stole from Guitar Luthiers, Frank Ford. What?
And Doc, I'm trying to find that wormhole thing. I saw the same thing. It's killing me. I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Let me just do a quick. I'm just going to blast through this really quick, and we'll just. There's an interesting button draft. I'm not blasting through it quick like I said I would, though. Because that worm damage was pretty obvious. These things.
More patching. Yeah. I
What's
mean, that's fucking more of those things. That's bananas.
So is this CNC? Click fit?
It's gotta be.
Yeah, CNC. He says it right here. So
I'm assuming then that he must like 3D probe scan it and then do a negative of what he scans and then cuts that out.
It kind of looked like that violin light, like fancy thing.
Isn't that what that checkered light is
out
for?
of it.
is that what that's
Yeah,
for?
that's what I'm thinking. It's like it looked like on that one that was all artsy that the F hole was projected out. So I'm thinking it's grabbing depth information, and
So he
and then he's using that depth information to do the depth of his cuts on the CNC.
Actually,
so you like project the QR code on the top and then
Worm damage is at the top of the feed. Thanks, Jared.
We're gonna wind up interviewing. I had a feeling if Jerry found this, we'd wind up interviewing Jerry tonight. It's like that was the danger of it. Let's see here. I lost. Where we go here? Oh, damn you! Damn you!
It's
full
the
screen.
second one. It looks like.
Is it this guy?
Oh, yeah, it's underneath the neck extension. It's that super high arched, I'm assuming German fucking thing.
Gunther.
Yeah.
Mama pajama.
Wow.
Bonkers. Yeah, look at that shit, man.
So that's basically so you can see where the tone is coming from. That's like a little tone window.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
looks like ET's heart.
It's a sound port.
I need to make a how will that affect the tone sign
Look at
to go
this
next
shit.
to my.
That's incredible.
Like that's bonkers.
So why would you have? I mean, I'm sure he does it for a reason, but like the tape, like saw blade in the middle of it, like why are you having the two pieces of the tape meet right through the center of the?
That's a good question. You want to jot that down?
Why?
Ed? If that's a thing.
Or it's just not.
Maybe you ran out of tape on one roll and they.
Yeah.
It's like ancient aliens, you find meaning where they're just out of bricks that day and they just,
If you
Oh
want to
my
get a little
God.
information ahead of time, Ian, he was on episode 16 of the OMO podcast,
Yeah.
and they talked a little bit about what they do.
So Jerry's also like, one of the people in the OMO. I do want to talk to him about OMO. I want to talk to him about Oberlin.
Oberlin's bonkers. That's some next level fucking shit.
Yeah. Should we go out there and crash it? Like just show up with like ripped open half racks of Coors Light. Just say, what's up?
Well, I think we should attend, and I think it should be sleeveless only option.
Yeah, sleeveless t-shirts,
Let them know where the real party's at.
Coors Light.
A bunch of loose coming to kick ass.
Get some tribal tattoos going.
Oh no.
What about some barbed wire?
The Barb tribe.
You
I'm
got
a
it.
pajama.
Wow.
Yeah, this is heavy shit.
Look at that. And then it goes away.
Let's see here. He's in the chat again. Oh,
Ran
yeah.
out of tape.
Ran out of tape. There's no ancient aliens here, Danny.
I thought these guitar guys were going to be cool. They're a bunch of dicks, man. I ran out of tape, guys.
Got a question to cross off the question list already.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Ran out of tape.
This would be a hard thing to do, is getting rid of those things. Like it's those things that it's how hoarding starts. You've got something, you've got time invested in it. It looks like a thing, like it's got value, right? And then it just sits in your shop.
You could make an exhibit or something with it.
It does look like art.
Yeah.
It would be, maybe give it to kids to put glitter on or something. Maybe put some macaroni on it and make something for mom.
We're getting a comment in the chat that said the fancy light is called Structured Light 3D Scanner. KSA, Kilo Sierra Alpha.
Well, that makes more sense than me trying to do it with photogrammetry with my iPhone. I don't know how far you get with that for detail.
We got to save some answers for Jerry.
Well, yeah.
Got to stop having helpful people in the chat.
Yeah, I know.
So final explosion-proof containers and violins. That's something I wouldn't have guessed you would need it.
Oh, sure.
Although the violin tech in Westchester that I hung out with, he put a respirator on to use naphtha.
You're supposed to do that technically.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, they're over there. There's a great a champion violin maker from over in Spain who ended up pretty heavy cancer. He's a maker. He strictly makes now, but he was heavy into restorations and he had to use a lot volatile chemical stuff, and yeah, cancer, the lungage.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Uh,
I hope that doesn't happen to me because I've been pretty much spraying my airbrush directly into my nostril most days. Like,
Yeah, don't want to do that, buddy. Yeah, I mean, and if you try to like make oil varnish and shit, oh boy.
I will tell you what, I've dealt with a lot of stuff, and when I started mixing up that homemade Porfill with True Oil, I have never experienced a solvent hangover quite like that oil varnish and True Oil. Mama pajama, like it's a headache that starts in my neck.
yeah.
And I can't imagine it's much different for pore filler. I think I was around so much pore filler at Breedlove that I've got like a permanent sensitivity to it.
What are we looking at the top right here with those clamps?
With the gooey clamps, this is a good one to ask about because that's that Luthier's friendly plastic that I never figured out how to make. I never figured out how to make that work.
Oh, really?
You can buy it on Amazon. You warm it up in water and then mold it.
Yeah.
I like this. It looks like maybe some fixturing around hard to get to areas. Maybe some things where you wouldn't want like just a little bit of surface area connecting with your clamping pressure.
Oh, I see what he's done there. So it's an F-hole. So he's put it on the outside to make an F-hole clamp. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, he's clamping on. Oh, okay. He's redone the corner. So he must be gluing on a corner and using that as a corner clamp. Cool.
Are those like tweezers for? Oh, it's a gouge. Look at that.
Nice.
It must be for some of that worm damage stuff.
Yeah. Looks like you could fit a worm in it.
Is that the smallest
for replacing
smallest possible gouge? Do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty small.
Man, he's just sawing into it.
Yeah. Just time.
Yeah.
That's something to ask about too, is like getting geared up for doing something pretty hard to
undo.
Pretty hard to undo. Like this, I think I'd have to stick both tongues out either side of my mouth while I was doing it to like really concentrate. Don't know what that is.
I think he's gonna hang a picture there.
Yeah. Oh my God. That would be funny. You know what we got to do is we got to do this without looking at the comments. Without looking at
this dumb guitar luthier is trying to guess. Oh, that's a good idea.
Just pawing at it.
Doc's not allowed. He's too smart.
Doc knows a thing or two about a thing or two. So yeah, this pop in. Joel, you're in there. You seeing anything you gotta know about?
Pretty much everything. This is cool.
Okay.
I'll tell you what you got to know about here. Go directly to the right from where you are. Those are the.
Is this his Nicorette? He's getting some Nicorette gum out, or no, that's
LED.
Those up are the best clamps in the fucking world, man.
These guys?
Those things, yeah, they're Albertis. So they work with one hand. Like you can pump them down with one hand, and then they have that offset thing that you basically tighten, and it clamps it by just those three little levers.
Yeah.
One hand, super light. They're expensive as fuck. I have a bunch of them, but they're the best. They're so easy to use.
You can go in the other room.
Okay. So I think I would like one of these. Got to ask where where good mini milling machines come from, because I'll tell you what, that stuff on Grizzly, like the modern mini mills are not, they don't look that nice.
Dude, look into watchmakers lathes and watchmakers mills. Those are the serious deal. You can sometimes find them because people, like, we have Kijiji up here, which is basically like a Craigslist type thing, and people will sell them not knowing what they are. But if somebody knows what they are, you're going to pay a fortune. But sometimes you can get them for like a few $100, and they're so nice and super compact, like really good stuff. Look at this. I want one of those.
That's a microscope I have.
You have that one, Joel? You said that was about 1,200, something like that?
Roughly.
We should ask him.
How articulating is that thing? Is it designed to get overworked so that you can really see what you're doing, or is it more for looking at bugs you found in the backyard?
I'm guessing whatever his fixture is something else than what I have.
Okay.
I wonder how long it takes to get used to that disconnect between facing forward and working down here.
The dental loops took a minute. Like it really was a disconnect.
Well, and then there's those,
and that's you're actually looking in the right direction though. This is like like those
like the mirror glasses, ballet glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, there's surgical TV shit.
All right. UV chalk. Here we go.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really pretty.
Yeah. It's also,
has anyone tried using the line, like snap line chalk?
I bought some with that intent, and I haven't used it yet. I suspect it would probably be pretty good. Like it's specifically for marking, right? So
yeah,
like I'll tell you what, Joel, I'll try some tomorrow and see what we got. But this UV stuff, like, boy, that would be pretty uptown, because I have a hard time seeing what's happened, you know, like I don't know.
I mean, if you use white chalk, isn't it gonna kind of fluoresce in the same way?
Do you think that's, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he says it's white under normal light.
Okay.
He says it's not ideal for chalk fitting.
Oh, okay.
He's just like, I bet a bunch of dumb guitar luthiers will look at this and go, whoa, you be like chalk fitting. Boom.
That's a nice looking nut.
Yeah, it must be a viola. Or the stop was way off. It's got a super long neck, and they changed the Menzer, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's a viola.
It's viola, yeah.
That's not a violin.
So there's some juicy worm damage.
Wow.
Woof, man. Jeez. Oh, so that's some sort of pasty thing he's put in there. That's not, what is that he's using?
No,
That's
I think that's a plaster mold behind it.
I chose to fill them with wood epoxy.
Oh, okay.
Someone can dig it out later should they choose. It's flexible and high glue sticks to it.
The second pic shows a 3D scan CNC fit peekaboo patch to the outside. Huh.
Peekaboo patch. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Sounds like you have to earn it.
Traveling clamps.
Huh.
Very quickly paid off. Huh. Yeah.
So we're getting to something here, Ted, that I think maybe this should be part of the interview eventually. Like, we'll just make time for this. I feel like we
did that with Ira at the end, and that went really well.
We're asking we're asking and answering questions, which we should save our questions for.
Yeah. Well, we're also answering half of them wrong.
Yeah, that could be. He's probably like pulling his hair out right now. I'll set you straight tomorrow. So here's some painty.
Just trying to figure out how to bail.
Oh, that's
That's some
subtle
nice
stuff.
work there.
Subtle stuff. Here we go. Here's this thing in.
Hanging more pictures.
Index pin.
Interesting. I've never seen that before.
Well, it gets it in both directions.
Oh, Jerry just said we're more, at least more than half wrong in everything that we've said so far, which is
Yeah, well, we're overly ambitious even when we're figuring out how wrong.
Okay, give him a little heart on that one. Okay.
This is like when the monolith lands and they start picking up bones and
That's
Jerry-
what it's
Jerry,
like when
if-
a customer comes in and tells you about how guitars work.
Jerry, if you're listening, tell us what it's like on the other side. Yeah. But no, if you see me scrolling past something that you feel like we need to have our minds blown on that we're just not able to comprehend, put it in the chat and we'll take a look at it. So this looks cool. This is Oberlin.
That's
Look at
Oberlin,
this.
yeah. There's Dave Burgess right there. The guy with the blue shirt on the right. He's not even allowed to enter violin making competitions anymore. I think I see.
He's disallowed from construction competitions just for
Because
for
he's
dominating.
too good. Yeah, he's too good. Yeah, I see a bunch of folks there. I'm pretty sure I see Jeffrey Holmes is the dude fourth from the right, sitting down from the projector. He's some next level shit.
Oh, hold on. Chalk lies.
Idiot.
So why'd you stop working on violins, Doc?
It was pretty nerve wracking. I don't really play violins. I still do a bit of work more for the like bluegrassy community, but working on expensive violins for classical musicians was bonkers. Those people are nuts. And it's nerve wracking when the big shop I was at, like my coworker sat on a $300,000 violin. And I was like, man, my time's ticking for something like that. And then I'm done for. So that was it. I loved it, but it's nerve wracking stuff. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
That's gotta be a. So
nice Yearman fiddle.
oh,
this is something that comes up in the mandolin world, but the button being attached to the back is and being strong is like that's where all of your neck angle stability comes from. Is that right? Like it's a big deal to lose the button. And
yeah, like you gotta do a significant graft, the size of basically the neck block, and sometimes those don't turn out well. And then just that section there where it breaks into the purfling, I mean, you've lost so much integrity. It's
using a laser level as a center line.
Yeah.
scroll up to the graft. Oh boy,
We're lost now.
Yeah. How do you? Is there? You know what? I need to pull up Instagram on. Start a new window here.
you need to dual page it.
I got dual screen just for this very thing.
Pull it up on your phone.
I'm a gamer. Actually, Jerry, can you send me the links that you were just talking about? This is pretty cool. An
Yeah,
actual,
baller.
an actual dovetail.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it would have been so it's an old one. It was nailed in originally.
What is this thing?
Looks like a router plane.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah. I don't have one of those.
Yeah.
I got a standard and a mini, both Veritas ones. Handy is all
So
help.
this is how he's making that. That's how he's making that dovetail. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how else would you do it? You build a template and do it in a router table or something. This is cool. I need to get one. That looks like a Veritas, right?
It does look like the mini one, yeah.
The prices are pretty reasonable on those.
I was just thinking, we need to, you and me, James, we need to build one with a laser rangefinder.
Okay, so
The blacklight old
Okay.
bad touch-up remover. I've done this on Les Pauls before. This is that's some real
Ton
focus
action.
work. Yeah,
It sucks.
it does.
That's what it is. I have a whole Les Paul to do, entire.
Wow.
well,
That
is it
sounds
the
like-
red one?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the red one, yeah.
Do you think there's real finish under there?
That is the claim. I have yet to look at it.
I've never done like a full guitar that has real finish underneath. I can't even imagine.
And that poor bastard did the neck and the back too, eh? And the sides and everything. Ah.
And the cover plates and everything.
Oh man.
What about the fretboard?
The fretboard is clean, thankfully.
Yeah, look at this. Wow. Jerry.
You
knocked her
know,
into the
this
park
is
there,
pretty
buddy.
crazy. This is pretty crazy. We had a 60s telly, and a guy had it was a red telly, and he painted the neck red as well. And it looked so cool. And the guy who bought it wound up stripping it and refinishing it. And it was just it was a red telly with a red neck was it looked nuts. It looked
Pretty
cool. Wow.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty slick.
Doc, degree of difficulty, you're this isn't this is harder than making that perfect dive straight into the pool, isn't it? This got a couple half gainers and stuff in it.
Yeah, I
Would you
mean,
say?
Personally, I don't think there's anything tougher than doing neck grafts and executing it well. I mean, there's so much to take into consideration, and it's a tough job. It's a real tough job. It's it's pretty bonkers, and this is really nice. And undoing somebody else's whatever the hell that was. I mean, nice work, Jer.
So that
That's a
block
neck
looks
block.
like it. What's that?
Neck block, yeah. Or yeah, that's neck block, yeah.
Is it supposed to fit in this area there, or is it normal for them to be kind of hanging out into space?
Yeah, I wouldn't think that's done right.
So, and is this grain
That doesn't
Small.
really matter. I mean, that's yeah. It's cutting it back. Going. What is that?
Oh, well, I guess we got some
More
questions.
fancy
don't we?
CNC stuff, I think, or maybe just hand milled.
Ted, can you jot down January 6, 2020?
They were doing.
is-
That's the way I do my cracks there. It's not often I see one more over. I repair with I do cracks with circles, not diamonds. I do them with sound post material. Somebody had it there to the I think it was to the right, but whatever. Yeah,
This-
there. Yeah, somebody's doing crack repairs with yeah.
You know what I was using for cleats for a while when I was loath to do them, but I would do them anyway, is the
Bridge saver.
yeah, the Bridge Saver domes. Like they're really nice little cleats and they're easy to make.
Huh,
Is
interesting.
that thing basically just a plug cutter, or
It's like it is, but it's got a dome. It's got a dome to it, so
Gotcha.
you can only. So we need to have Jerry take us on a tour of this post because he says that's all CNC, but
Oh, wow.
I think it deserves more explanation than that. So this guy's making a lot of molds apparently. I
Mhm.
mean, look at that. Mama pajama. Or casts, I should say.
is all that insulation for or the foam for making calls and stuff, you think?
I would guess, yeah. I guess we can ask him about that. The what is this? Is this 3D printed goodness?
Oh wow.
Looks like it.
That looks like something.
Looks like it's got a manufacturer's sticker on the right one. That
My
looks
most
injection
demanding
molded.
client insisted I fix his bridges. Huh.
His bridges.
Hold on a second. Michael, how are you doing? Oh. I don't know. Did we decide if accidentally FaceTiming somebody was a butt face dial or a face butt dial?
Or a butt face?
Yeah, the butt face is the
Or what about a butt face time?
leave that one alone.
Oh, yeah, mark down Danny's interested in the prison grind.
Prison grind.
Yearmans, the Yearmans, baby.
What is going on here?
Cello end post.
Huh. You never know what you're gonna have to repair, right? All right.
It looks like he's a fan of the cork shelf liner too.
Yeah,
You keep that stuff around your shop?
I do. Yeah,
It's great. You
absolutely.
just slap it on everything.
We used to have a lot of like the shop I came up in, he had a lot of like felt for that stuff, but you'd always get glue on it, and that stuff would actually glue to stuff. Like you can usually, like if you get a dab of glue on cork, you can usually get it off without.
Oh, I just use the self-adhesive kind.
Oh, look at that! Look at that plain sole, man. None of my plain soles are that nice.
Pernambuco. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's bow material, right?
Yeah, it would be nice to find out what the state of CITES and bow wood is now. Like I know that some of the traditional woods of violins are starting to get pretty or at least they were starting to get pretty
Yeah, Pernambuco's still no export. That's why you started seeing stuff like Arcos, like some pretty good bow like workshops popping up in Brazil because they can use it. Please find this center line.
Chalk center line so that you can fit the bridge. Oh, that's nice. He must have. We need to ask him about his chalk sharpener. Must have one of those like really nice pencil sharpeners for chalk.
We'll just use one of those construction lines.
Snap line.
It looks so clean. I didn't see any spray dust from the snap line.
What is this grinder?
That thing is cool.
It looks like a giant Dremel disc.
It does.
Terrifying.
It looks like something OSHA would like furrow a brow at too.
Well, and that light to go with
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
This
perfect
is,
for the picture.
Oh, predates OSHA's furrowed brows, I imagine. So this has something to do with something, doesn't it?
I think that's the 3D light
Yeah,
scanner thing.
I think we got to
Yeah.
get a tour. I think we got to get a tour of this.
Must be setting it up. Yeah. Seems like those dots probably reference depth or something like that. There's
Yeah,
there's the old pillar clamps there. That sort of.
So this is the old style of doing it.
That's the old school. Yeah.
So
and
you
then
glue
you
those
throw-
on. It gives you something to fixture off of for clamping, and
Yeah. You glue those two on, you throw a wedge down through the middle to be able to.
that's got to be a interesting thing to try to figure out what gram strength you want going on that. Although you know you can pare it down later with a knife if you went too hard. I got to know what's going on with this.
I think he's just making the dyes finer.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
probably doing
Yeah,
matter.
It's a molar for mixing pigments into oil or paint or
yeah.
such.
I'd like to know what the upside to that is. Like,
Probably a
Yeah.
super consistent grind on whatever you're working with, so you don't.
yeah,
get-
but most, I mean, the modern pigments that come to us, I mean, they're pretty fine. At least you know, like for guitar stuff. I don't know that you know because dyes dissolve. I don't know that you necessarily needed to grind a dye, but maybe to get it going. This is
I have no idea how varnish works.
well, it's a good thing we're
Base bar clamp. Those look like. They look like mock clamps. They look like Peter mock clamps.
got you bass bar going in.
Yep.
Good joke too. Drinks are now being served at the base bar. I like that one.
Nice.
Somebody is that a YouTube chat joke?
No, that was Jerry's comment on the. On
Oh
that
yeah. These are tricky right here.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Improving that is trickier than you would think
Yeah.
because you got like a lot of opportunity for dark lines where stuff takes it up. This would be a good one to ask about, like what kind of precautions we're taking to.
That's bridgeware.
Is
Like
that bridgeware?
wear patch? That's right.
I
between
think
it.
I think
I'm
this is just.
guessing.
I think this is probably
not
just.
not the crack. The
This.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the footprint of the bridge feet. Yeah, that's probably a base bar crack. I would imagine on the inside of the foot of the bridge.
So this is a dear friend of mine. She's like, I tried to follow your Instagram, but it's like a picture of a piece of wood, and then you say something stupid to go along with it. This is like, I would like to send her this post.
It's all the same to her probably.
Yeah, except Jerry doesn't have a comment about Foghat or something. Let's see here. So the probe, inspect damage and pointy probe as viewed through my microscope. So this is like one of those things like you gotta like dig around to find out. You gotta like potentially do some damage to find some damage.
The resolution on that microscope is crazy.
What do you?
Just like it's like an optivisor times 100.
Yeah.
Like the. I
You
think I
can
would
see
go
it's
crazy.
like struggling with kind of like
Yeah, it's grabbing all the surface scratches on
yeah.
the tool. It's really something.
All right. So how many questions we got so far, Ted?
Hard questions like 3, and then about a dozen topics.
Okay. I think that's pretty good. Here's the CNC in action.
Cool.
That's kind of a interesting looking CNC. Like, so
Yeah,
we got
linear rails.
linear rails rather than kind of what lead screw gantry kind of thing.
That's
That's-
banana.
It's bananas.
That's where your banana goes.
Mm.
I like that. So I'd like to know more about that CNC, which one that is, what the model is, and all that kind of stuff. I think that goes without saying, though. Jerry's got a name tag on. It's nice.
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Whoa.
So we got some cloth reinforcement. We got some diamond cleats. We got
Is that like something off the
fiberglass.
I was gonna say, is that like from the floor, swept up from the floor of Home Depot or something?
could be washi paper.
I tried to sell a violin that looked very much like that on the inside of it. To David Bromberg. He laughed me out of the room.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you told David Bromberg, I said, knock it off. Oh, that looks nice.
It's like connect the dots almost. Like I feel like you should be able to draw something from that.
It does. It makes you wonder, like, it's almost like the old black box joke. Why don't they just build the whole airplane out of what they build the black box out of?
Because it wouldn't fly anymore.
That's why it's a joke.
So he's probably setting the neck angle with a laser. That's baller.
Yeah. So I got one of those. Jerry, don't answer all the questions now. We gotta save some question answering for tomorrow. But I got one of those lasers for like doing tiles and stuff, and it's pretty interesting. I think it could totally be repurposed into like some lids and stuff. Do you have one of those? Anybody have one of those? Like one of those?
I use it
carpentry
for
lasers?
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, you do? I have one. I've never used it. Setting neck angles on violins, I just use a plumb bob hanging from the ceiling.
Mhm.
But yeah, this seems way more, way more certain. Yeah, that's for sure. Wow. Huh.
I love it. I set up my guitars in the mill with that. Get everything aligned correctly.
Well, that's smart.
Wow.
What are you using as a fixture to get your guitars into the mill? Are you using the neck jig?
Depends on what I'm doing. I don't manage to stick a whole guitar in there for anything.
Okay.
So
Cool. Anybody that has, we've kind of got like a bunch of people kind of hogging up the bandwidth of talking. But does anybody have any questions that hasn't had an opportunity to talk yet? Anybody? Bueller?
It looks like an F-hole moth flew into that piece of saran wrap.
Is that, I want to know if there are any violin shops called the F-hole.
Sounds like a violin luthier bar.
I wonder if like if anybody's ever called another luthier and violin, like he's a real F-hole, that guy.
Well,
That's a really pretty showroom sort of setup there.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
it's probably bow drawers there. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Pretty sweet.
I read a little bit about violin bows. I just wanted to make sure I had at least some general bow regard, you know.
You, sir, are hilarious.
All right, fellas. I think we got enough to
We got some
Yeah.
stuff.
jibber jabber for an hour.
Wait, so we come up with questions for an hour.
Yeah, Jerry
No.
doesn't get to talk about anything he cares about.
And then we'll no, we definitely do need to let Jerry talk about Oberlin and Omo. Definitely Omo. I don't
For
listen
sure.
to enough. I don't listen to enough Omo. I would like to know where the name Omo comes from.
Do you have Omo?
It comes. It's one of the relatives. I forgot. It's like one of the Guarneri relatives or something like that.
The Omo Stradivari.
It might be like Stradivarius is like stepbrother or something like that.
Omo Bono. It was one of his sons.
Yeah. Okay, son. I knew it was something like that. Omo Bono.
Omo Bono.
Yeah.
Did he die in a skiing accident too?
Omo and Sonny and Omo.
What a way to go, though.
Somebody just did that recently.
Yeah, there was another one. Reminds me of my, they say when I die, I want people to say he died doing what he loved, which was living, so it makes it extra tragic.
Wow.
No, just
I think you're all set on that one. You don't have to change your life for that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. Well, we've come to the end of the hour. I think we got some good stuff. I want to thank everybody for showing up. And if you happen to stumble across this in YouTube for some reason, we're going to be doing talking to the person who we scrolled through the pictures of. We're going to be talking to him on the Patreon live stream tomorrow, and you're welcome to join us. So
Sunday, right? Not
Sunday,
tomorrow.
not tomorrow. Tomorrow we got
Tomorrow's practical amp repair.
practical amp repair, and before that, James Rodman's going to take us
Oh,
through
yeah.
that just epic repair on that Les Paul.
wow, that's
Gorgeous.
content.
What?
Busy weekend.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I was pretty upset when I saw that. That's how good it was. Like put me in an emotional tailspin for the better part of the morning. So, all right, guys. And I guess so. The Luthalon, the meeting's still going. So everybody that's Luthalon, and then we'll just end the stream. I suppose. Was the stream off, Ted?
It's about to be.
Cut the stream.
Bye YouTube. Come on into the Luthalong on Zoom.
Wipe.
All right. Later, Luthers.
Later.
We are no longer
See you
live.
later, guys.
See you guys tomorrow.